This is Dwight Maholitz. I'm president of Effective Managers. Today I'm going to give you some examples that accompany part 4 of the vidcast on the accountability series. In part 4 I talk about the effective point of accountability, and while I've had some good feedback about the vidcast, people have asked me for some good examples. Now I'm doing 3 different examples. The first one was for a mid to large size company. This one is for a small to mid size company, and the third one is for not-for-profits. So in this one, I would like to think about sales. And if we think about an organization which is of a good size or just starting out, you might have an owner of the organization. There may or may not be some investors that are involved in the organization. If so, they would have an accountability relationship with the owner. The owner might have someone who is in charge of sales. In the same way, they might have someone in charge of either production or the delivery of services that the company is accountable for. And then finally, let's assume that we have a receptionist that reports to sales. So the salesperson has accountability for the reception position, who does all the reception activities, but also does some of the CRM or other sales activity. So for this example, if we think about the owner is accountable to the investors for the overall performance of the organization. So that includes the sales of the products or services. It includes either providing the services or producing the goods and then delivering them. So that owner is the effective point of accountability for overall organization performance. Now, once you get to a certain size, though, there becomes some specialization in the organization. So we can assume that at some point there might be a salesperson that's hired to oversee all of the sales. It might be one individual. It might be one individual with 1 or 2 salespeople. It depends on the size of the organization. But the point here is that the owner would hire and then make the head of sales accountable for all of the sales in the organization. That does not remove the accountability for the owner to be accountable for overall performance, one component of which is sales, but there is this additional effective point of accountability lower in the organization for sales. So let's assume that person is accountable for all of the sales across the organization, and they decide that there's going to be an event in the community where the head office of the company is held. The head of sales may name the receptionist accountable for coordinating the guest list and inviting all of those individuals. So the effective point of accountability for the logistics for this event might be the receptionist. So we have an effective point of accountability which is a bit lower in the organization. Again, now it would not remove the accountability from the salesperson to be accountable for overall sales, but the effective point of accountability for that smaller accountability, which is delegated down the organization, then does move down. So the key point to remember is that as the effective point of accountability is moved down the organization, the complexity of work tends to be less, and the focus tends to be slightly narrower. And as one delegates the effective point of accountability lower down the organization, it does not relieve us of the accountability that was delegated to us, for whom we're accountable to our own manager. So those are the example. This is the example. If you have any questions about this, please drop me an email or send me a comment on one of my LinkedIn posts, and I'd be very happy to get back to you. Thank you very much.